Adanchia kese ma obi bia wo hwe wo platform we eso ena me ne wo kase die nsem bebre na eja tese e wo Ghana ene aman foforo eso. Now to begin with, we are heading straight to Burkina Faso. A lot of issues have been happening lately. Burkina Faso has been in the news for a whole lot of reason and several issues coming up from the country, and most of these issues are related to Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And as I speak to you right now, there are lots of concerns that are being raised with regards to the importation of armored vehicles and other war equipment that is being imported into Burkina Faso. This has got a lot of people raising concerns and sharing their opinions and views. But then there is more to it concerning this whole Burkina Faso issue. As I talked to you quite recently, more like a week ago, it was being reported that a failed coup took place in Burkina Faso that raised the security very high in Burkina Faso, got the military on their feet, and then they were working entirely, some citizens and civil servants in Burkina Faso on their A game to protect Captain Ibrahim Traoré. As I speak to you, there is more like an importation, like I said, yes, an importation of war equipment that is being imported into Burkina Faso, and it has got a lot of people talking, with the mere fact that it is even being traveled to Burkina Faso through the borders of Ghana and all that. So as you can see on the screens, these are some of the weapons that are being imported to the country Burkina Faso. Some Ghanaians are speaking really about this incident because most of this equipment passes through the borders of Ghana before it reaches Burkina Faso. And in light of this, a lot of concerns have been raised. People are speaking about our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, on the mere fact that security is very low in Ghana, because looking at this equipment, how heavy they are, that is being imported to Burkina Faso through the borders of Ghana, it shows that Ghana security level is on a low, and most people are trying to speak about the fact that Burkina Faso is even up, on their A game to stop any terrorist attacks or invasion that will happen in Burkina Faso. Because as it stands now, a lot of people have the view and the notion that Burkina Faso's security is at risk. Yes, because Nipa Bebrina and ehune say Burkina Faso said the NMC ko honomono, they are really not having much protection, and a lot. This is because of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Ever since Captain Ibrahim Traoré became the president, and I say overthrown the president, I will be taking charge. We've seen a lot of coup attacks and all that, and we've seen people trying to invade Burkina Faso. So almost all my imagine say they are going to be on their A game without allowing any terrorist attraction or let's say invasion, more or less from Mali or any other country. Because the recent coup that happened, what we were gathering was that the coup, everything was plotted, orchestrated, and everything. The failed coup that took place just a week or two ago happened from Ivory Coast, which makes it very daring that Burkina Faso has to be on their A game to protect themselves from any terrorist attacks or any intensity of war invasion that is going to be on the country. So as you can see on the screen, like I said, these are some of the weapons, and these are not the only weapons that are being imported to Burkina Faso, because there are other weapons from Turkey that are being imported or that are being received. So as you can see on the screen, this is the Burkina Faso president as we speak, that's Captain Ibrahim Traoré, together with the Turkish Marshal, trying to have this conversation and then also deal with order mature weapons and all that. Order every Turkey country, they are trying to protect themselves so hard. And you see that Nipa Bebre about the fact that Burkina Faso it looks like they know that they are under counter attack, because so you can see that they are ordering a whole lot of things like CSVN9 6x6 armor personnel carriers that can withstand about 12.7 mm bullet and transport up to 6 paratroopers equipped with 30 mm automatic cannon and all that. So what means the equipment that they are importing into the country, equipment are no in power. So we share screens. This says that Burkina Faso is preparing for high intensity war against any invasion and terrorism as the S-300 arrives in the country. In Tusha, they are ordering American and they are ordering Nyama Bebrea. They are trying to protect themselves. So this is S-300. It's traveling on the border of Ghana, PMO, Burkina Faso, just to protect. And that's not all. There are other gadgets that they are ordering into the country, they are importing into the country. WMA 301 fire support vehicles armed with 105 mm guns. So what was a Niema Bebre and Air Koso Burkina Faso are really prepping themselves so hard. And what you are seeing on the screen is Turkish Century. It says, Mashallah, Burkina Faso's arsenal is growing with new deliveries of Turkish MK82 bombs with HGK precision guidance kits, extremely lethal to pretty much any kind of target on the ground, easy to deploy globally with UCAV from comfort of your base. And that's a lot of weapons, a lot of gadgets, a lot of equipment. And Burkina Faso, Womoli Dano, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, imported into the country. And like I said, they've been armor personnel carriers that are being sent to the country and all that. We have a video of that. We'll go and take a look at the video. Yebeto aso ede amashefo. So the video I share, some of the armored vehicles it is being imported into Burkina Faso. And mind you, these are heavily armored vehicles that can resist 25 mm shells at the front end, 14.5 mm projectiles elsewhere, armed with 30 mm automatic cannon and anti-tank missiles. So you could see the kind of vehicles Burkina Faso is readily importing into the countries. And as you can see, this is a whole lot. Counting from the from the beginning to the end tells you that Burkina Faso ain't joking. They are not joking. They are ready for anything that may come their way. And then people are concerned about Ghana as a whole, because mind you, all these vehicles, all these armor cars, armor carriers that are being imported into Burkina Faso travels through Ghana's borders. Let me say it that way. It travels through our borders, and a lot of people are asking questions. So these things that are being allowed by the president and then the Ministry of Defense and all that, for all these things to be imported and pass through Ghana, our borders, how safe is Ghana? And then there are people raising concerns in the comment section that this is telling us that Ghana, we have to up our game. We have to make sure that we are doing a lot of things. People are even of the notion and the assertion that a time will come in the whole of Africa, Burkina Faso is going to be one of the powerful countries with war gadgets and war equipment and more like security equipment to protect themselves from any terrorism and foreign intrusion in the country Burkina Faso, and people are hailing Captain Ibrahim Traoré for a massive work done, and asking President John Dramani Mahama say he should also up his game on the protection, the security, and also some of these things that concerns Ghana, because from the way Captain Ibrahim Traoré is going, they said they're all and looking at the vehicles, the bombs, and the equipment that are being imported into Burkina Faso. Gradually, the whole of West Africa, Burkina Faso is going to carry the crown as the country ready, because when you see the description for these amok vehicles, it tells you that Burkina Faso isn't joking. They are really ready for what may come. And some of these things, there are some that are even yet to enter the country. Some are being still cleared, and some are still being worked on to enter into Burkina through Ghana's border to get to Burkina Faso. So a lot is happening in Burkina Faso lately, and people are saying that some of the reason why all these things are being imported into the country is because the threat on the life of Captain Ibrahim Traoré is very serious. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is being so smart to make sure that he protects himself, and then he's able to handle the Burkina Faso country without any terrorism attacks, because since 2015 Burkina Faso started experiencing terrorist attacks in the country. It has been from one coup after the other. After President Blaise Compaoré, during his tenure, that was when all these terrorist attacks and then all this coup started taking place and all that. So that shows that Burkina Faso is more like a hotspot for some of these terrorist attacks and all that. So with Captain Ibrahim Traoré being on his A game, trying to make sure that he protects the country Burkina Faso and also protect himself, because as I speak to you, there are a lot of foreign countries, there are a lot of countries that are having their eyes on Burkina Faso. So he's also ready to protect himself as well as the country Burkina Faso from any invasion that would take place in Burkina Faso. We are still monitoring issues happening in Burkina Faso. We promise to give you more updates on that. Now,